Okay, we've got to talk about the drones. What else? Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, the White House is continuing to do their best Frank Drebin impersonation. Here we go. Here is Kirby from the White House.
You hear all of these officials. You've heard a lot of concern, a lot of coverage. Where are you tonight on this?
As we look at the information we've got, Brett, and we've now examined some 5,000 different sightings, we've added detection capabilities, additional observers. As you and I stand here today, to date, our assessment is that this is lawful, legal, commercial, hobbyist, and even law enforcement aircraft activity. Some of it's manned, some of it's unmanned. We absolutely acknowledge that a lot of these are probably drones, but they're flying legally. And it is legal to fly drones in non-restricted airspace as long as you're registered with the FAA. And there's thousands and thousands of these kinds of flights every single day. I think there's more than 1 million drones that are registered with the FAA just in the United States alone.
Yeah, so there you go. Nothing to see here, folks. And it's all legal hobbyists, right? Legal, despite the fact that the drone activity has shut down at least 2 civilian airports, not to mention Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Yeah, but, it's all legal hobbyists, right? The Pentagon also is denying everything. Pentagon says mystery drones are common unmanned aerial systems in misidentifications, pose no security threat. Ongoing sightings of drones over the northeast U.S. are mostly conventional unmanned aerial systems being operated lawfully, along with misidentifications of manned aircraft and celestial objects. So that's what we get from the Pentagon. I guess we shouldn't expect anything else. Of course, not everybody in the establishment is on board with this. Kirsten Gillibrand, of all people, who is very chummy with Arrow, is not buying this.
You're on the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. What are you learning from federal officials? Do people know what these are? And obviously, I'm not referring to airplanes when I say these.
Correct. So we've had a number of these drone incursions over military bases, over highly confidential, secretive sites, over areas like arsenals, over nuclear sites over the last several years. And we recently had a 2-week drone incursion over Langley. We just had one a week and a half ago over Wright-Patterson. These are important military bases, and we need to have better authorities to be able to take these drones down. I don't think we do know whose they are or even what technology they're using. It's a huge concern for me personally, for members of the Intelligence Committee and members of the Armed Services Committee. I created an office with Senator Rounds and other senators, Senator Rubio, to find these unidentified aerial phenomenon, whether it's drones, whether it's spy balloons, whether it's any other kind of aircraft, and assess what are they, whose are they, what technology is being used. And that work has been reviewing hundreds of sightings over the last several years.
Okay, well, of course, she's talking about Arrow there, and that's what I'm talking about. She's a little too chummy. She also talks about greater governmental authority, and that makes me raise an eyebrow. It really does. If the end outcome of the mystery drone phenomenon is giving the government greater power to shoot stuff, then you kind of have to wonder if that was the point all along, right? That's where my conspiratorial brain goes. Maybe yours goes in a different direction. But yeah, I mean, something about that just doesn't quite sit right. But she is saying this is a real phenomenon. It's not hobbyist. There is technology we don't understand, is what she says. So, that's encouraging. That's encouraging. Michael Schallenberger is also not buying what Kirby had to say.
You have the president-elect and military base commanders all saying that the Biden administration is not telling the truth. In fact, we had Mayorkas and Kirby on Thursday and Friday both claim that there was no reported or confirmed drone sightings over military bases. It's been widely reported. There was a major investigation in the Wall Street Journal for many months, actually for many years, of drones being over military bases. They then said today, Kirby in that same comment, he said that they evaluated 5,000 cases over the last few days. It's inconceivable to me that they interviewed 5,000 people to figure out where they were standing, what time of day, where they were looking, to be able to dismiss all of these cases. Look, people do make mistakes. I think there's been a lot of mistaken sightings, without question, maybe a vast majority of them. But I mean, we obtained the conference call between the White House and New Jersey mayors today. The mayors are livid. One of them got up there and said, I had 2 automobile-sized drones hovering over my house, and they're making a lot of noises as opposed to a jet plane a very long distance away. So, I think it's a remarkable situation to have Trump demanding this. I think we can count on some transparency now.
Yeah, well, I certainly hope we can count on greater transparency under Trump. We couldn't certainly do any worse. The Biden administration, the Pentagon, they are all mum. They are all denying this. Like I said, doing their best Frank Drebin. Nothing to see here, guys. Please disperse. Nothing to see. And that's where we're at right now. Sadly, we have a very real phenomenon with objects that are displaying high technology that we don't understand. Incurring, if that's a word, incurring, I don't know what the verb is of that, into our airspace. And nobody knows what's going on, or at least they're not admitting to it. Trump doesn't believe that it's a foreign adversary, but he said he didn't believe it was a foreign adversary. He didn't say he knew. I don't think he does know. I don't think that anybody in the mainstream government really knows. But somebody knows something. Is it NHI? Is it alien? Is it human actors doing all of this? Benny wants to know too. Until I see some high strangeness associated with all of this, I'm leaning toward a human cause. But it is, from coast to coast over multiple countries. Many states are reporting this, many counties, thousands of sightings alone that have been reported to the FBI. And how many people report these things into the FBI? 1 out of 20. So if there's 5,000 sightings being reported, there's probably 10, 20 times that number at least, right? Just in a month. That's nuts. Now, a lot of those probably are misidentified, planes and so on. But a lot of them aren't. So what are people seeing? What are people interacting with? Is it some element within the UFO control group doing something for their own reasons? Is it a factional war within the control group, or a war, or something between the control group and the mainstream government? Is it to get out ahead of, Stephen Greer's, defectors from the UFO control group itself? Could it be something like that? Is it something altogether different? Is it the phenomenon itself saying, hey guys, you are not alone? If it is the phenomenon, I would expect, and I've said this from the beginning, for things to get more and more anomalous as it goes on. For more and more high strangeness to present itself. But I'm not seeing that. We're a month into this big flap, and I'm not seeing any high strangeness. Now, there are a few things that really make me wonder, like, those videos of orbs transforming into drones. If we can see more of that, if that can be corroborated as a real thing, then absolutely that would indicate to me to be, alien or non-human. I don't think the control group has that technology. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. They do have UFOs and high tech, but do they have that kind of technology? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think all of this is. I'm leaning toward human at this point, but anything's on the table. I would love to know your thoughts. Benny wants to know your thoughts too, so let us know in the comments below. Thumbs up, like and subscribe, buy some merch, become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack and Benny with Cosmic Road signing out.